I'm Dennis Farrar. I'm the co-owner of Murray's Glass and Automotive Paint here in Marietta, Ohio, and also Australia Auto Glass and Paint in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Well, when they first closed everything down, we were devastated. We felt like everybody else. We had no idea what we were going to do, how we were going to survive. It was really a stressful, very stressful situation. And even though we're considered essential, the phones weren't ringing. And to have a full crew, standing around and with nothing to do, we put them in danger by doing that, because they're just there for nothing. The phones weren't ringing. No one was doing any business. And so we kind of shut down for about 2 weeks. One of my really close friends is a nurse, and she had made a post. She was in one of the first testing tents in Parkersburg, and they had a severe lack of safety equipment, and that was available to them. And she had stressed her concern how she had to come home every night to her family, her husband, and her kids, and she was terrified of giving this virus to them. So they literally moved a camper into their backyard, and so she lived in this camper away from her husband and her kids. And I just couldn't have imagined how that must have felt. So with that said, that kind of inspired the face shield. And I thought, gosh, we have a bunch of material that would probably work for that. We've never made a face shield before. We're not medical experts by any means. So I presented the idea to the guys and said, look, if we can make these, we've got a bunch of material, we're gonna be able to do something good. They immediately jumped on the opportunity to do that and to step in and help without question. So we kind of got to digging, and we found a prototype from Camden Clark that they had given us. Next thing you know, they said it worked, and we started pumping them out of the shop. And they were distributed everywhere. We got them to Camden Clark, we got them to Marietta Memorial. We some of the local smaller healthcare places picked them up. There was a place in Cambridge, Ohio, a health center there that we sent a lot to. Some of the smaller nursing homes didn't have any protection, and so we would give 10, 15 because they had a smaller crew. From the local business standpoint, what I really miss is looking across the street in the mornings early and seeing everybody open up, and seeing Schaefer's crank out their awnings and sweep their walk and clean their glass. I miss seeing Laura at Witt and Whimsy outside getting her storefront ready for the day, and the jeweler that's in between Goldline, same difference. They're always cleaning their storefront, and you can tell that they're just like everybody else on Front Street. They're so passionate about their business, and it's gone. It's all empty. That really concerned me and hit me in the heartstrings, because if I was forced to close, I couldn't imagine how that must feel, and not being able to open my business, and how I would explain that to my employees as far as how we're going to make it through this next month or 2 months or however long it's going to be. And with that said, I felt like there was this really big need to try to help that in some way. Of course, we're small, we're limited. We have a limited advertising budget. It isn't a lot, but it works. And there are places that are a lot smaller that have even less, that don't even have an advertising budget. And so I thought, well, how in the world can we take what little we do have and make that benefit everyone? And it's the absolute least that we could do. There's no question, the least that we could do. We came to Steve at Spencer Imageworks, and I gave him a tall order. It was, hey, I'm not advertising our business this time. I want to advertise every single one of them. Well, that's almost not feasible. When you put that into perspective, to get everybody, and of course, the first initial thought is all these logos spinning, no one's going to absorb that. So we've got to do something that's for the communities, for everybody, to keep that underneath everybody's nose until all of this is over, because it's going to be over. And we want to make sure that you're not forgotten. And that was the goal. Obviously, things are never going to be the same, but I'm so proud of everyone in our community for the adjustments that they've made and the differences that they've made in their business to make this work. that's going to carry on and it's going to make you survive. And I guess if anything, we've all got the same beliefs and we all want the same things, and regardless of which side of the fence you're on. And I think that that's what we need to focus on right now more than anything. Sometimes it's okay to just get out of your own way. That's the best thing, advice that I could give anybody as far as doing something good. Once you learn to get out of your own way, then that's when you start helping people.